Aloha, I'm Sheila Beal of GoVisitHawaii.com, and I'm here today on the gorgeous grounds of the Four Seasons Lanai at Manele. And we have a special treat today. We have Gloria Maker, who is a landscaping manager here at these gorgeous grounds. And there's lots of beautiful gardens here. And Gloria has agreed to take time out of her schedule to give us a tour around the gardens. Hi, Gloria.
Hi.
Can you tell us a little bit about the gardens here?
We have approximately 33 acres here on the grounds. Um, within the resort complex, we have themed gardens. We have a Japanese garden, Chinese garden, Aina garden, and Hawaiian garden. Along the beach, we've got some more native kind of plantings, and we're in the process of renovating a lot of areas, and so we're constantly upgrading, and we'll see some of those too.
Well, great. We're excited about touring the gardens, and so let's get started. We've now moved to the Aina garden here, and Gloria, can you tell us a little bit about what Aina garden means?
Okay, Aina is a person of the land, and so that's sort of the native people that live here, or people who've lived here for a long time. And we call this the Aina garden because a lot of the plantings that we used here are things that would be traditionally in Aina gardens. And some of the plants that we have here, this tree up here with the kind of light colored leaves at the top is the kukui nut tree, which is our state tree, and it was brought over by the Hawaiians. It's called a candle nut tree too because the nuts are so oily. They used them for candles and things like that. It's also edible. We have the monstera you can see here with the big leaves and the kind of holes in the leaves. That's you see that a lot in Hawaiian motif, like aloha shirts and things like that. You see that design a lot. Got lots of water lilies planted around in here, and we have koi in the fish ponds, and lots of plumeria and tea leaves and gingers and things like that that would traditionally be in Aina gardens.
We're still here in the Aina garden, and this beautiful pink plumeria has caught my eye, and I've asked Gloria if she could tell us a little bit about the plumeria here.
Okay, there's different types of plumeria. This one you can tell on the leaves are kind of pointy, and this type loses its leaves in the winter, and the flowers come in different colors. This is kind of a bright pink. It comes in a red, deep yellow, oranges, and they have the different colors. And then across from us over here is a Singapore plumeria. They don't lose their leaves. The leaves are rounded at the end. They lose their leaves continually all year round, but they don't lose them all at once, and they flower all year round. And that's called the Singapore, and their flowers are almost always white.
Are all plumeria fragrant?
Most of them are. Most of them are. Some are more fragrant than others, and sometimes, like this one, it's got the really pretty color, is not as fragrant as the Singapore, which is the white. But the yellow ones are more fragrant, and of course they're all used for leis. We use a lot of orchids here in the hotel, and the interiors and things like that. We use a lot of dendrobiums. We have a orchid nursery where we have probably about 7,000 of them. At any one time, we have between probably 12 and 1,500 in the hotel. Orchids are epiphytes, so in nature they grow naturally in trees. And so we've started mounting some of these orchids around the hotel, mounting them on trees, and they just start rooting right to the tree. This one right here is called a Honohono orchid. It just blooms this time of year, and very highly scented, and so you get the aroma as you're walking by on the sidewalk. Another plant that we have here in the Hawaiian gardens is taro, which to the Hawaiians was their main staple. They make poi out of the roots, and they use the leaves for lau lau and a lot of their different foods. It was really their staple, and it came over with them. These are more ornamental varieties that have been developed from the original taro, and so we've got those planted in here. And then also maybe from here you can see behind us is the breadfruit tree, which is another staple of the South Pacific. They use the fruit from that for, it's a starchy kind of similar to a potato.
We're now standing by the Japanese garden here at Manele, and Gloria's just mentioned some things to me off camera about bamboo and some interesting things about that. So tell us a little bit about the bamboo in the Japanese garden.
In the Japanese garden, we use this golden bamboo, which is a tropical clumping bamboo. A lot of times people think of bamboo as being very aggressive and runners, and they run all over. And there are types that do that, but the tropical bamboos are clumpers, and they stay in a clump and they don't run all over. And so that's what we've used here.
We've moved to the Hawaiian garden here at Manele, and Gloria, tell us a little bit about the Hawaiian garden here.
A lot of the plants that we used in the Hawaiian garden are plants that were Hawaiian introductions and not necessarily native, but they're almost considered native anymore because they've been here since the Hawaiians came. The Hawaiians brought a lot of the green tea leaf, and they used it for steaming food, make their hula skirts out of it, and they used that quite extensively. We've got some the colored teas too that are more recent introductions. We've got the Lawai fern, which is another plant that's used a lot in Hawaiian motifs and things like that, and it's also called a Maile scented fern, in that it has a kind of a spicy smell when you break it up. And so we've used that a lot in here. Behind us up there, those trees are the how tree, only the ones we saw before were the variegated how, and these are a native, and they're again hibiscus family. They get the yellow flowers on them. And we've got more of the kukui nut and breadfruit tree and a lot of things like that were brought in by the Hawaiians.
It's definitely a beautiful garden, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for inviting me.
It's been wonderful to tour around the gardens here, and I've often said that staying here is like staying in a botanical garden, and we've only scratched the surface really, but it's just a gorgeous place. Thank you so much for what you do.
Okay, thank you.